Individual stories of how local communities in Kenya are harnessing indigenous knowledge and practices to combat climate change. Climate change and human rights violations are putting further pressure on indigenous people and local communities. However, these communities are using the indigenous knowledge practices to build their resilience to climate change and improve their food security. CGIAR Initiative on Climate Resilience Climber partnered with the Center for Minority Rights Development CEMIRIDE, which is a non-profit organization leading climate resilience advocacy in Kenya. We explored how climate change is affecting different groups of men and women and the homegrown solutions they employ. We did this through enabling community champions to tell their own stories. Judy Kipkenda is a story about a seed-saving CBO on agroecology. Story's purpose is being able to share seeds that will enhance the livelihoods of a hunter and gatherer community. The call to action is to call on to the national government and policymakers to amend the bill and enable farmers to trade their seeds for a healthier nation.
My name is Judy Kipkenda. I am from the Ogiek community of Eldama Ravine in Koibatek, Baringo County. I was born in Eldama Ravine between 1978 and 1980. The government of Kenya brutally evicted the Ogiek people from forests around Koibatek. In Koibatek, we have 8 forests, and Maji Mazuri is one of them. I'm specific to Maji Mazuri because my parents were evicted from Maji Mazuri forest. And growing up, they would always share those stories because we were not yet born, some of us. My mother especially, as a way of adapting to the eviction and life outside the forest, she indulged herself in farming. She would farm maize, beans, and peas. And as children, we got involved in that farming activities. When I reached the maturity age, I got married, I have children, and I was living in Nairobi. Then COVID-19 came. I lost my job. I moved to Cherangani, where my husband was working. And I decided to also get into farming as I was looking for another job. It is at that process that I came to realize there are so many seed varieties.
Championing seed saving.
I came to know about the seed varieties and the matter of extinction of some seeds, because my mother had also moved to Cherangani, and she shared seeds with me, and now she was telling me of the varieties she used to plant in Eldama Ravine and the way they had now disappeared. So I picked interest in learning more about seed varieties, and through my interest, I came to find about, to learn about the Seed Savers Network. And at some point, I got some training from them on seed varieties, seed saving, and agroecology. When I got that training, it sparked my interest to share that knowledge and skills that I got from them with the rest of the women and young people from my community, because I believe when women and young people are empowered in the community well-being improves. So I came back home. I started a CBO and helped the women and youths in Eldama Ravine, the Ogiek women and youths in Eldama Ravine, to group themselves into groups. And now we started having these dialogues, these conversations around issues agroecology and seed saving. One of the main things that we focused on, and we keep focusing on, is trying to get back the traditional ways of seed saving that used to happen before. Because we've come to realize the conventional ways are not really healthy for us as a people. And so we are in our dialogues about agroecology, seed saving, we are having these talks on revitalizing our traditional ways of seed saving, going back to the agroecological means, which is actually, we used to practice it, but we didn't have the name. So we are actually engaging the women and the young people into agroecology. We currently have a project called Mashinani Agroecology, whereby the women groups, we have 8 women groups and 2 youth groups. We are trying to really involve them in these discussions and ensuring they each have these agroecological farms in their homesteads, because it will improve their economical status, their nutritional conditions of their families, and well, of course, it will improve their well-being as a people generally.
Call to action.
Together with other like-minded organizations, we've partnered. We're trying to push for amendment of the Seed Varieties Act to have some clauses which are detrimental to our people. To have, because you see, the indigenous seeds cannot be certified. They are not certified. And according to the Seed Act, you cannot sell or share your seed if it is not certified. So we would like to urge our county governments, our national governments, the policy makers, to please amend this bill and make it accommodative for our farmers, our peasant farmers, so that they can be able to share, trade with their seeds for a healthier nation. Also, we would like to welcome partners who would like to walk this journey with us. You see, Ogiek is traditionally a hunter-gatherer community, but now we are trying to adjust into farming, and what a better way than to learn the right farming systems. And we are all trying to rush and learn all these as a way of trying to adapt to the climate change issues, because agroecology brings about the issue of climate resilience. And one way that we are actually also trying to do that is ensuring our women and the young people engage themselves in agroforestry by planting indigenous fruit trees, which, apart from giving them some financial muscles, to also improve, again, as I said, the nutritional status of the families. And it will have contributed to the restoration of our farms, our lands. So we really welcome national governments, organizations willing to partner with us, because we believe it's very noble when we restore our lands and increase the carbon sequestration value of our lands, and, well, clean up our environment.